video is going to be a little bit loose. I've been here recording all week, almost nonstop, putting together my intro to AI course that I'm going to be publishing online. It's going to be a free course. I think everybody should have access to a quality introduction to AI course for business. And I'm inspired to do this because most of the courses that I've taken that I see out there, they're not very good. They're either too high level or they're too surface level and I don't really learn anything from them, or they just don't bring any business value in the training. So I'm going to make the best possible training on the planet, and I know it's going to help millions of people. So that's the goal. But in doing this and putting it all together, I realize I do something that I'm not seeing a lot of other people do, and I'm definitely not seeing any videos on that. And that's leveraging some of the wisdom and knowledge of the people before us in advertising, and looking to people like David Ogilvy, who is known as the father of advertising. So today I'm going to look at David Ogilvy. I'm going to share that with you, and we're going to cover 3 things that we can learn from him that we can apply to modern marketing today. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to the AI for Everyone Daily Brief.
Really cool thing about AI, because we can go back and leverage the knowledge, the wisdom of some of the pioneers before us, and then use their stuff to be creative ourselves. So in this case, David Ogilvy is known as the father of advertising. He is the pioneer, and he was active from the late 40s all the way into the 1980s. Some of his most iconic ads came out in the 50s and 60s. Schweppes, which is a ginger ale tonic drink. It's still out this day. Most people probably think of it as an alcohol mixer. You have Rolls-Royce, he did some famous ads for, and the one that I want to focus on a little bit right now was Hathaway shirts. Now, keep in mind, this is the 50s and 60s. You are typically looking at ads in a magazine or in a newspaper, so a visual ad. And what Ogilvy did, one of the first, if not the first, was to put an image with a product to create a brand or this connection. So now, you're going through a magazine and you're looking at men's shirts ads. Well, most are going to have a very attractive model. Maybe they're sitting in front of a car or something like that, but really kind of a more generic ad. What he did with Hathaway shirts was he put a distinguished looking gentleman with an eye patch wearing the shirt. So when you're going through the magazine, that's something that's absolutely going to stand out for you. So I found that very interesting. It's not much different than the modern day ads of the most interesting man in the world. I see, even though it's not an eye patch, it's a very similar type of ad campaign. So if you're ever kind of stuck creatively, if you're staring at a blank screen, a blank sheet of paper, a blank whiteboard, and you're trying to come out with something really cool, something different, sometimes we can look to the past and then really leverage that into a modern campaign. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about 3 things we can learn from David Ogilvy that we can apply to our marketing campaigns today. Lesson number 1, research is everything. And I'm not talking about just jumping into your Google Analytics and then trying to optimize yourself until you can't optimize anymore. I mean really trying to understand your customer, their behaviors, their wants, their desires, their needs, what makes them tick. David Ogilvy made this quote. It's a brilliant quote, and I'm going to read it word for word, and I want you to take this and put it in your vault. Store this quote in your vault. Are you ready? The consumer isn't a moron. She's your wife. Think about that. The consumer isn't a moron. She's your wife. How many times do we dehumanize our customers in the analytics, in the optimization process? I do this all the time. I go to my wife and I bounce an idea off of her because she is middle America. She has a good, normal job. She's a general consumer. And she is somebody many times that I want to reach. So I want to understand what grabs her attention, what is important to her, what kind of message does she want to hear. So think about that. And then you can start applying that to your social media, to your A/B testing, and get this feedback and make better overall campaigns and get a better return on investment. Lesson number 2, headlines make or break your ad. This is a big one. I'm right now focused on growing a YouTube channel, so I am deep in creating those titles for these YouTube videos. Ogilvy argued that 5 times as many people read the headline as they do the body copy. And I would argue in 2025, the number is much higher than that, that most people skim everything now, and the headline is what's being read the most. Now, we could take this to another level of your headline and your thumbnail or image or whatever that you're using to attract people around that headline are just as important today. That is your click trigger for what you're doing. So if that opening headline, if that thumbnail doesn't grab attention, it doesn't matter how amazing your copy is. This could be Ernest Hemingway, Pulitzer Prize winning copy. If that headline and that thumbnail isn't good, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. So make sure that you are really focused on making incredible headlines and, of course, working on those images that are going to attract people. But not clickbait. I'm not talking the old BuzzFeed clickbait. I know that stuff works. Maybe it's going to work in some campaigns that you want, but I think in 2025, people see through a lot of the clickbait stuff. So you want to make sure that it is a good headline, but it still fits with whatever that copy is, whatever you're selling, or whatever value that you're creating. Don't trick people. And lesson number 3, sell the benefit, not the product. Ogilvy was brilliant at this, selling the why. What is the desire of that prospect, that customer? What problem are you solving for them? And I see this a lot more than it seems like common sense, but we all kind of fall prey to this from time to time because we think our product is incredible and we have these amazing tech specs for said product and we want to share that. We're proud of those specs, but at the end of the day, most people, they don't really care. I spoke at the Rural Broadband Association conference, and as I was going through a lot of the marketing of these more rural community companies, I saw this challenge in a lot of their marketing, that they were selling the speed of their internet or these tech specs around their internet. When at the end of the day, what do most people really care about when it comes to their internet? Look, I just don't want my Netflix cutting off. I don't want to see that rainbow doom scroll of death come up on my computer when I'm working on something important. And I just want to make sure that when I'm in a FaceTime video, that it doesn't cut out in the middle of my conversation with my daughter. Those are the benefits that really matter to that customer. Storytelling is something else. You're not a journalist, you're a marketing professional. So make sure that you're telling a story with something that you're covering, so that way it pulls on the heartstrings, it creates an emotion, there's a connection there. It's not just journalism. Let's jump into ChatGPT and I will give you a prompt framework where you can actually experiment with this. It's really cool. So here we go. Here's the prompt framework. So I'll make sure to have this in the description as well, so you can access this and then you can just fill it in however you like to get the most benefit out of this. But act like David Ogilvy, the legendary ad man known for research-driven insights, bold headlines, and clear, persuasive storytelling. Build a marketing campaign for, insert your product or service, targeting whatever audience it is that you want to target. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because you're going to let this do the research, or maybe you have some of this and you can fill it in. So include customer insight. What does the audience truly care about? Describe the pain points and their desires. Headline, create 5 bold, curiosity-driven headlines that would grab attention instantly. Number 3, big idea. What is the unique selling proposition here. Write a clear statement that explains why this product or service is better or different. Number 4, the key benefit. List those 3 to 5 benefits, each explained with emotional appeal. Again, not just features, right? That was lesson number 3. Number 5, the body copy. Draft a short ad, 150 to 200 words, with storytelling that emphasizes the customer's benefit and includes a very clear call to action. Number 6, visual concept. Describe 2 ad visuals that would complement the copy in a way that's memorable and persuasive. And number 7, modern twist, suggest how this campaign would adapt across social media. So LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, whatever that is for you, for whatever campaign that you're doing, but maintaining Ogilvy's tone. Now, for the sake of this video, let's say the product or service, let's say we're selling dog treats. And we are selling those to suburban moms. How about that? Suburban moms. And let's just see what it comes up with. And here we go. We have some customer insights. Suburban moms want a happy, healthy dog, 0 guilt at treat time, and peace of mind about what is actually inside the bag. That absolutely fits a description of my wife, who we have 3 dogs here. They juggle school runs, sports, work, so they prize simplicity. Absolutely. Trust and a product that does what it says. Their pain points are mystery ingredients, sugar, fillers that cause weight gain, tummy issues. We have a golden retriever that gains weight very easily. We have a Bernese Mountain Dog that if it eats anything other than the standard issue food that we give her, she will absolutely have an upset stomach, and that causes a lot of cleanup problems. We'll just leave it at that. So big pain point. Their desire is simple, a clean treat their vet would nod at, their kids can hand out freely, and their dog will sit on the first ask. So just incredible, right? 5 headlines. Read the label out loud. Your dog will thank you with a wag. The treat that makes vets calm and tails wild. If you would not feed it to your kids, why would you feed it to your dog? That's pretty good. 1 ingredient you can pronounce, 1 tail you cannot stop. Quit guessing, reward with real food. So I don't love a lot of those headlines, but it does give you a creative start, right? It gives you something that you can actually work from. Now, what is this unique value proposition here? The real food dog treats made with human-grade ingredients, nothing you cannot pronounce, crafted to win vet approval and kids' trust in the same bite. And number 4, the key benefits. Real ingredients you recognize, which means 0 label anxiety. I like that. Gentle on sensitive stomachs, so bedtime is calm and carpets stay clean. There's a pain point that I just addressed. Protein rich for strong muscles and lasting energy, so fetch lasts longer. Naturally tasty with no artificial flavors, so you don't need to over-treat to feel heard. Transparent sourcing and production, so you feel smart, responsible pet parent every time you open the bag. So there you go. And we can go on. It's got body copy, visual concepts, the modern twist for all that. You get the point. Absolutely use this, play with it. I think you will find a lot of value. And sadly, our time has come to an end. If you enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. It's a great way for you to support the channel. Let's get this in front of as many people as we can to help them and make sure that people don't get left behind. Well, my name is Harrison Painter. This has been your AI for Everyone Daily Brief. And until next time, keep creating, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep up. God bless.
Thanks for listening. I'm glad you stayed. One more spark for the plans you've made. If this show hit, go share the vibe. Like, subscribe, let's build this tribe.